I've created a downloadable weakness immunity guide for you. It's going to include all the drops and percentages for all the 0-star hostile creatures in Valheim. They look like this. You can screenshot them at the end of the video. Just check the timestamps or download them from my OneDrive, and the link is in the description. If this video gets 50 likes, I will know people are interested and keep the images on the OneDrive up to date, even if the video is no longer current. Unless they add Godzilla or King Kong to the meadows, I won't be making an infographic for them because a lot of it's repeating information. But I will talk about Ekithyr and how to summon him and a few tips. And yeah, so stick around for the ride and skip ahead using the timestamps if you don't need any of this information. Okay, so Ekithyr drops 3 hard antlers, which you're going to need to make your first pickaxe. And then when you can take him out with just a wooden spear and shield, and you can basically block all his attacks with just your shield. But personally, I like using the crude bow and fire arrows and taking them out from a distance. But you're also going to get to be able to activate Ekithyr, and basically what this is going to do, you're going to use 60% less stamina to run and jump, which is super useful when you're out there exploring.
Creatures in Valheim.
For the Black Forest, you're going to need 3 ancient seeds to summon the Elder. You can locate them by searching the burial chambers or the stone structures in the Black Forest and finding the runestone. The Elder is very weak to fire arrows and is immune to poison and spirit damage. A tip. Oh yeah, he also drops the swamp key, which you are going to need when you raid the crypts in the swamp. So there are 2 alternative ways to find surtling cores other than going to the Black Forest burial chambers. The first one is in the swamp. There are like these flaming geysers that spew out surtlings. You can collect the surtling cores and coal, but you can also head south all the way to the South Pole and you will find the Ashlands. Moving on to the swamp. To summon Bonemass, you will need 10 withered bone, and you will find his location rune in the sunken crypts, but it can also be found outside of the crypts and other structures inside the swamp. Bonemass is weak to blunt and frost, resistant to slash, very resistant to pierce and fire, and immune to poison. He drops a wishbone that can be used to find hidden treasures in the rock formations, finding hidden silver in the mountains, and also buried iron in the swamp. Yes, you heard that right. There is still iron in the swamp, so even after you clear out the crypts, just go back to the swamp, equip your wishbone, and look for some iron. Some tips for defeating him is to level the ground and make sure to fight him as the day begins so you don't run the risk of getting stuck out there at night, having a whole bunch of enemies spawning. Some other tips are to raise the ground for killing leeches, and it makes harvesting them a lot easier. So yeah, hope you found that useful. The boss of the mountains is Modor. You can find her rune in one of the forts in the mountain biomes. She can be summoned with 3 dragon eggs, which weigh 200 pounds each. She is weak to fire and immune to frost and spirit. And by the way, Modor means mother, and she drops 10 dragon tears upon her death. Dragon tears are used for the crafting the artisan table, which you need for crafting the spinning wheel for your flax, a windmill for creating barley flour, and a blast furnace for smelting black metal and flamental. Flamental needs at least an iron pickaxe to mine. Some tips for Modor is take advantage of when she is grounded, because she moves slow when she's grounded, and use poison arrows. Even though she's more weak to fire, poison will do more damage, and be sure to use the terrain to your advantage when battling her, or to make your own cover by raising the ground to avoid any of her ranged attacks. You're going to need 5 healing totems to summon the boss of the Plains Yagluth. He is resistant to fire, very resistant to pierce, and immune to poison. Bring some fire-resistant potions because he does have a fire breath ability. He drops an item called Yagluth thing, which currently does not have a use. If I'm wrong about this, please let me know in the comments. Stone columns are a good, fast source of stone. So, yeah. That's all I got for the plains. If you got any more tips for me, guys, let me know down in the comments because I'd love to hear more feedback so I can bring more quality content for you guys. Okay, so I got a little extra bit. So basically, this is the Mistlands. You can see like there's a giant skull and spider webs everywhere. So I'm really interested in what they're going to be adding to the Mistlands. But yeah, it looks cool. Looks really dope. There's nothing there. And then this is the deep north. It's not much on here. It's kind of just like, you know, a very expansive, you know, mountain. But yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Oh, I'm really curious about it. And then I got the edge of the world for you. So if you haven't gone to the edge of the world yet, Whoops, spoiler alert, this is what it looks like. But it gets really weird as you start going out. Like when you get to the bottom right near the edge, it's not that weird. But once you start making your way deeper, it starts to like form these like, you know, terrain and not being just flat. And it calls it the Ashlands for some reason. But there are starlings that spawn on here, but it kind of looks like a desert. And there are like desert like storms that happen on here too, so it's just kind of cool. Yeah, you're definitely gonna die. There's no way you're able to get this without cheating. But I mean, if you want to go check it out, basically just go past the deep north. But yeah, no, I thought it was cool. I just had to show it in the video. Okay, these took a lot of work to put together, so I'm hoping you guys find a lot of use for them. I have all of them labeled individually for you, so you guys can just keep taking screenshots. But the last one I had some issues with, and the last one is where I combined all of them into one photo, and I couldn't get it to turn out very good without having to redo everything. But the download for this will be in the description, and you will get all the planes in one picture, which I think is probably the most useful part. But yeah, be sure to like the video, and remember, if this video doesn't get a lot of like interest, I probably won't be updating the guides very often. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and be sure to like and subscribe and boost me in the algorithm. Have a good night or day, or you know, whatever. Peace.